All right. So go ahead and get settled in your chair. Allowing your hands to rest softly on your legs. Feet resting on the floor. No effort on your feet at this moment. Feeling the chair underneath you. And then feeling your own breath. Feel your body expand and contract as you breathe in and out. Let's take 3 more mindful breaths. When you feel ready to move, we'll start today with our head circles. Nice and slow. And you can keep your eyes closed if you like. But you really feel your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your upper back. One more time in this direction. And reverse. Nice and slow, no hurry. One more time. And then let your head hang down. Feeling a stretch in the back of your neck. And on your next inhale, lift your head. And exhale as you tip your head back. Now feel your throat. And then we'll inhale back to neutral and take a natural breath here. And then just turn your head right and left, nice and slow, as if you were shaking your head no in slow motion. Next time your head comes to the right side, pause there. And then when you're ready, slowly come back to center. And slowly move to the left and pause there. And one more time, let's come back to center and let our necks rest. All right. Just move your head in any way you like so that your neck feels nice and loose. No tension. We're going to move down into our shoulders next. Open your arms down by your sides and turn your thumbs so they face behind you. So this opens your chest, presses your shoulder blades down your back, and it stretches out the tops of your shoulders. So you're just very gently squeezing your shoulder blades, pushing your chest and belly forward lightly, and take a few breaths. And then on your next inhale, lift your arms up overhead. And exhale, palms together and down to your heart. And relax your shoulders. We're going to do that 2 more times, exactly what we just did. So arms come down by our sides and we turn our thumbs so they face behind us. By doing that, we're rotating our shoulder blades, we're opening our chest. Feel your back arch a little. Just that small movement, turning your thumbs behind you, opens up the front of your body. And then inhale up overhead and exhale down to your heart. Take a breath or two. Now one more time, arms come down by our sides. Turn your thumbs so they face behind you. Feel your arms open up. Feel your chest, feel your back, feel your shoulders. All right, one more breath. And then inhale up overhead. And exhale down to your heart and let your shoulders relax. All right, let's move right into a side stretch now. So bring your right hand down to your thigh, your left arm straight up into the air, reach up, and then lean to the right. You may not lean too far. You may feel some restrictions here. That's okay. We just want to pay attention to that and honor that. We're still warming up. Your left side opening up. Your ribs, your shoulder, your chest. Hip. And now on your next exhale, release your left arm down. Bring your hand to your thigh. And inhale as you reverse, reaching your right arm up, reach up, lengthen your right side, and then lean to the left. And find your breath again. One more breath. And release your right arm down. And once your arm comes down, roll your shoulders. Moving some of that synovial fluid into your shoulder joints. Warming up your chest and your back muscles. All right. Pause here for a couple breaths. Keep your arms down by your sides for now. And now we're going to stay focused on our shoulders for the next movement. We'll be swinging our arms forward and back, and you might just start going parallel to the floor. You won't be able to go too far back. But when you come to the front, go parallel to the floor with your arms. And then gradually we're going to start to raise our arms up a little higher. So take your time, and when your shoulders feel ready, start to bring your arms up a little higher in the front. Think of your shoulder joints as pendulums. Your arms are the pendulums. Your shoulder joints are now getting all that synovial fluid. They're loosening up. They're getting lubricated. And just find that place where it feels good, feels beneficial. It's not too much effort. The next time your arms come to the front, raise them up, reach up as far as you can, lean back slightly, arch your back, look up, take a few breaths. And now we're going to do the opposite. So swing your arms down by your sides, bring your torso to neutral, arms behind your back, and squeeze your shoulder blades. All right, go ahead and release your hands back to your thighs and take a few breaths. All right. So move around any way you want to. We're going to do spinal rotations next. We're moving down into our waist. And you know the drill. You just start to move to the right and around to the left and back up. And if you like synchronizing with your breath, inhale as you come up and exhale as you come down. One more time in this direction. You come up to neutral pause and reverse. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Nice and slow. There's no hurry. Your yoga practice is one place where you give yourself permission to go slow, to pay attention, to be present. Even if you don't do that again for the rest of the day, this is what matters, what we're doing right now. It set the tone for the rest of your day, moving slowly and mindfully. Let's do that one more time. And when you come up to neutral pause, and then round your back into cat pose. And notice your shoulders might want to come up by your ears. Press your shoulders down and then round your back. That keeps your shoulders away from your ears. It releases any kind of tension in your shoulders and your chest. And so the effort is between your belly pushing towards your spine and your spine opening up in a nice curve. Take a few breaths. And anything we do in one direction, we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to move into cow pose next. So as you inhale, lift up to neutral. And as you exhale, press your spine towards your belly, shoulder blades down your back. You can keep your head in neutral if you like, or gently let your head drop back just a little bit. So we don't want to overextend our throat muscles. So we still want to feel, we don't want to feel any tension here in the front of our throats. Focus on your middle back, pressing your middle spine towards your belly. And now we're going to move with our breath again. So inhale to neutral, exhale to cat pose, rounding your back. Inhale neutral, exhale cow pose, arching your back. Inhaling as we switch and exhaling into each pose. So the slower you move, the slower you breathe. And the slower you breathe, the slower you move. That's a good thing, to slow down. Let's do 2 more of each pose. And then when you're ready, bring yourself back to neutral. Move around a little bit. And just let yourself settle for a couple breaths. Notice how you feel. And we don't want to judge. It's hard not to judge, but we're just noticing. So, okay, right now I feel energized. I feel a little warm. I might feel a little resistance. But I'm not judging that. I'm just noticing that. And then I let it go. We're going to move on to spinal twist. So keeping your legs facing forward, turning from the waist to the right side of your chair. And maybe start small. Maybe start at about 30% of what you know you can do. Take a few breaths. And as you stay here and breathe, your back is going to loosen up slightly, just a little bit each with each exhale. So notice if you can open up a little more. And if this is as far as you want to go, that's okay. Finding that perfect place for you in your spinal twist on the right side. Take a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, on an inhale, slowly come back to center and take your time, moving to the left. Again, starting small, allowing your body to adjust. Breathing into each position, breathing into this position, and then the next position, and then the next. Take a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, come on back to center. And then when you get there, roll your shoulders, move your ribs. Good. All right. So we have one more stretch here before we stand up, and that's going to be a forward fold. So if you haven't already, come forward in your chair. Your hands on your thighs. Hinge at the hips so your back stays nice and flat. So we're not rounding or arching our backs as we come down towards our thighs. And then as soon as you feel your low back start to stretch, just stay there. There's no need to do 100% every time. Just like in our twist, as you breathe into this position, your body will start to loosen up. And you can feel yourself starting to come down just a little bit each time. Come down a little more each time. Right, now we're going to move with our breath again. So with your hands on your thighs, inhale as you press down and lift up. And then exhale, hinging at the hips as you come back down. Do this 4 more times. Inhale up, using your arms, and exhaling down, hinging at the hips. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Next time you come into forward fold, pause there. Keep on breathing though, don't stop breathing. Hold your breath. And now see if you can slide your hands down the fronts of your legs as you start to bring your belly and your chest closer to your thighs. This is where it's okay to start rounding your back, if it's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, just keep your hands right on your thighs. Keep your head, your chest, and your back in neutral. And let's take a couple more breaths. Before you come up, make sure your hands are on your thighs and you're using your arms to lift yourself up. And then just take a minute and get your equilibrium, because sometimes you'll feel dizzy after that. Just take a minute, maybe move around, move your ribs, move your shoulders, move your head. And then we're going to stand up. We're going to come around behind our chairs. And we'll warm our legs up. Good. So let's just lift and lower our heels one at a time. One heel, then the other heel. Warming up our feet, our ankles, and our knees. Next time your right heel comes up, hold it up. Press your left heel down. Really press into your left heel. And then switch sides, left heel up, right heel down, press into your right heel. All right, let's lift both heels up. I'm gonna follow the balls of your feet. Feel your calf muscles tighten up. Maybe you feel your hamstrings tighten up as well. You feel this mostly in your feet. Just notice. And then lower your heels down, lean back slightly and lift your toes. And if you can, try to spread your toes. That's always good. And release. Your legs a little shake. All right. So now we're going to do a calf stretch. So we're continuing to stretch out our legs. Step your right foot straight back. And you might look down and make sure it went straight back, because sometimes it wants to go to a little angle. That's okay. It's not dangerous. It doesn't hurt. But for a calf stretch, you want both feet facing forward. And again, we're pressing down into that back heel. So it's just a deeper stretch, longer stretch. And then we're going to shift forward, shift your weight onto your right foot. Bend your left foot, sorry, your left foot. You're bending your right knee and flexing your right foot. So this is the right. This is what you're doing with your right leg. And now we're contracting our our thigh muscles. And then when we come into warrior three, we're going to straighten everything out. So press into your heel behind your back, lean forward. Feel your muscles lengthen again. So I'm sort of leaning on my chair. That's okay. We're not trying to balance here. We're just stretching out. All right, go ahead and release. Give your legs a little shake. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, step your left foot straight back. Maybe look down, make sure it's facing straight forward. It doesn't come to that little angle. And then press into your left heel. So it helps to have your fingertips on the chair so that your posture can be upright. If you're leaning forward, you can still feel the stretch. But the idea is to push the energy down into your heel, your left heel. You can also have your hands on your hips. But that turns this into more of a balancing pose. One more breath. And then we're going to shift forward onto the right foot. Bend your left knee, flex your left foot, and pause there. And now warrior three, pressing your left leg, left foot behind you, press into your heel, lean forward. And release. Take your legs, cut your hips, cut your thighs, knees, cut your low back if you like. We're going to do one more stretch before we move into our warriors. So our last stretch is a modified down dog, and that's going to stretch the whole back of your body. Keep your hands on the chair. Start to walk yourself back till you can get your torso parallel to the floor. So your body looks like an upside down capital L. Imagine that. And just let your chest drop down. Keep your head in neutral. Your head moves freely. And just use the chair as an anchor for your body. Let the weight of your body kind of fall towards the mat. You're stretching out your shoulders, your sides, your upper back, all the way down the backs of your legs. Let's take a couple more breaths. Ready to come up, bend your knees. You can keep your hands on the chair or bring your hands to your thighs and lift yourself up. Back to mountain pose. Shake everything out. And I did say warriors, but today we're going to do our chair flow. So just the chair flow. We're not doing the plank and all the things we've been practicing lately. We'll do that another time. Today is just the chair flow. We'll do it 3 times. So it's 4 poses, and we're going to do it 3 times. We start in mountain pose. And this is the work portion of our class. We're going to build up some energy. And remember, mountain pose, you're really standing with dignity. You're standing with awareness. Take a few breaths. And when you're ready, inhale as you raise your arms up. Exhale, lean back slightly. This is your first pose. It's just a gentle back bend. And then on your next inhale, bring yourself back up to neutral. Exhale and hinge at the hips into airplane pose. So reaching your arms out so they're parallel to the floor. Keeping your head in line with your spine, keeping your knees soft. So don't lock your knees back. It's not good for your knees. Feel your belly, feel your core muscles helping you to stay here. And next is forward fold. Now you have options for your hands here. You can bring your hands to your chair. You can bring your hands to your hips, to your shins, or down to the floor. You're just bringing your torso down farther down and closer to your thighs. And then we're going to come into chair pose next. So bend your knees. Hold your belly in as you sweep your arms out to the sides. Keep your knees bent and bring your arms out in front of you into chair pose. The key to chair pose is core, using your core muscles. Hold your belly in. It makes a big difference. And then we'll inhale up and exhale back to mountain pose. Relax your shoulders. Take a few breaths. All right, so we're going to do that 2 more times. When you're ready, inhale, arms out to the sides. Exhale, lean back, lift your chest. And that's the key to this pose, is lifting your chest. So if someone was behind you putting their hand on your upper back, you could feel just a little pressure on your upper back. You don't want to overdo it, because your chest isn't meant to lift up. So you can just give a little gentle nudge there. And then it's airplane pose. Inhale up, exhale, hinge at the hips. Arms out like an airplane, or you can have your hands on your hips. Belly pulled in. And next is forward fold. So just come down as far as you can comfortably, letting your hands rest wherever they can rest. If we had a yoga block, that would be a good thing here. If you have a yoga block when you do this next time, that's going to be helpful for this pose. And then next is chair pose. So the first thing we do is bend our knees, hold our bellies in, and then we inhale as we reach our arms out to the sides and out in front of us, and then we pause here in chair pose. All right, let's inhale up, exhale, palms together, down to your heart, relax your shoulders, take a few breaths. All right, I'm going to get a block just to demonstrate what I just said. You don't need to do this, but if you have a block nearby and you want to try it for your chair flow. All right. So let's come to mountain pose again. One more time. Inhale up, exhale back, and lift your chest. Take a few breaths. And just this little bit of arching here counteracts all the bending forward that we do. If you could do this a couple times a day, it's going to make all the difference in the way your upper back feels. But we don't want to stay here too long, so let's inhale back up and exhale into airplane pose again. Remember your options. Arms out, hands to your hips, or you can lay the backs of your hands on your low back. The work here is in your core and keeping your knees nice and soft. And then when you're ready, forward fold. So just bring your arms down in front of you, maybe to your thighs or your shins or your block if you have a block. You can also have your hands on the chair. The work here is bringing your belly and your chest closer to your thighs. One more breath. And one more pose. So bend your knees, sweep your arms out to the sides. As you inhale, come on up and exhale into chair pose one more time. Holding your belly in. If your legs start to shake, that's all right. That's good news. That means your muscles are working. Keep on breathing. Don't hold your breath. And then when you're ready, inhale as you lift up. Exhale, palms together, down to your heart, and relax your shoulders. Let's pause here. You can keep your hands at your heart if you like. Or bring your hands down by your sides. Take a few deep breaths and allow yourself to sigh out loud. That makes a big difference. We're not holding in any tension or stress. We're allowing it to come out. We're making some sound, creating sound with all that tension. Good stuff. It's okay to sigh. Right. So we're going to do one Qigong movement before we sit down. It's a wide stance. We're just going to do some arm swings. So take a wide stance, turn your feet out slightly, and start to move side to side, making sure this feels comfortable for your knees. If it doesn't, adjust your stance. And then rub your hands together. We're just getting some energy into our hands before we start these arm swings. All right, bring your arms down by your sides and then just start to swing your arms, tapping your sides, tapping your back. Reminding yourself, everything's okay. We're all doing the best we can. And everything is okay. Reach up and tap your chest. You can get your hands a little higher on your back. That's not so important. What's most important here is tapping your chest. Tapping where your lymph nodes are and all those energy fields in your chest, meridians. Move energy through your body. And then we'll tap around our hips and our tailbone. Your arms are just kind of floating through the air, landing where they land. And start to slow down. I'm gonna do one more thing here. One more thing. We're gonna pat our legs next. Pat your hips. The outsides of your thighs. Bend your knees. Pat, come down a little bit. Pat around your knees, and then back up. So we're not going all the way down to our feet. Just patting down from our hips, our knees, back up. One more time. And then once you get up here, pat your belly, sides, back, shoulders. And then one time, arms come down by our sides. We're going to ground all that energy with one movement here. Inhale up. Exhale, press down. A few breaths. We're going to make our way back to our chairs for final relaxation. So take your time. And back where we started. Relaxing your hands on your legs. Moving your shoulders or your head and just finding your center again. And then focusing on your breath. Just breathing in and out. In and out. Most natural thing we do. Breathing in and out. When you feel ready, start to deepen your breath. And then gradually start to move your fingers, your wrists, move your toes, ankles. Maybe move your head, opening your eyes when you're ready. And we'll bring our palms together at our hearts. Rub our hands softly again, one more time. And then open your hands out to the sides and inhale up overhead and exhale down to your heart. With love and gratitude. Namaste. Thank y'all for being here today.